The Luangwa Valley in Zambia is a cathedral of extremes. Under the oppressive midday sun, the silence is so heavy it feels like a character in the story. This is the leopard's kingdom, but he does not rule it through noise. He rules through the absence of it. Watch him, he is a study in the art of the wait. To the untrained eye, he is doing nothing. He sits in the dappled shade for hours, his amber eyes tracking the microscopic movements of the bush. We live in a world that fetishizes hustle, where if you aren't moving, you're losing. The leopard knows better. He knows that movement without purpose is merely a waste of calories. When the baboons ruin his hunt with their alarm calls, notice his reaction. There is no roar of frustration. There is no panicked pursuit of a lost cause. He simply stops. He sits back on his haunches, watches the troop retreat into the safety of the heights and resets. He detaches himself emotionally from the failure. To the leopard, a failed hunt isn't a blow to his ego. It's just data. It's information that tells him the environment has changed, and he must change with it. If we look deeper into the leopard's soul, we find the mindset of a high-stakes strategist. He views his energy not as a renewable resource, but as a limited currency. Every stalk, every leap, every climb is a withdrawal from his biological bank account. He calculates the terrain like a topographical engineer. He weighs the wind direction against the sensitivity of a puku. He measures the probability of success against the risk of injury. In our lives, we often burn ourselves out on low-probability tasks because we feel we must be busy. The leopard teaches us the power of the no. His success rate is low. Perhaps 1 in 7 attempts ends in a kill. In the human world, we call that a 14% success rate, which might get you fired from a corporate job. In the wild, it makes him a master. Why? Because he accepts the cost of survival. He understands that the 6 failures were necessary training for the 1 success that sustains him. His strength is not in his claws, it's in his psychological endurance. Now leave the lush valley behind. We travel west across the burning pans to the Namib Desert, a place where the earth is trying to kill everything on it. Here, the leopard's stealth is useless because there is nowhere to hide. Here, survival belongs to the unglamorous. Enter the brown hyena. She is not beautiful by traditional standards. She is shaggy, sloped-backed, and looks like a creature stitched together from leftovers. But she is the undisputed queen of the long walk. While the leopard waits, the hyena marches. She patrols a home range that can span hundreds of miles of scorching dunes. Her life is a marathon without a finish line. She isn't looking for a fair fight or a grand victory. She is looking for the small margins, a dried seal carcass on the skeleton coast, a buried ostrich egg, a moment of weakness in a jackal's defense. She shoulders the brutal task of carrying food back to her den over distances that would break a horse. Her survival strategy is the most unforgiving of all. Never stop moving. In the Namib, grace is a luxury the dying cannot afford. The hyena represents grit over grace. We often wait for the perfect conditions to start our projects, the perfect wind, the perfect terrain. The hyena starts in the middle of a sandstorm with a broken limb and a hungry litter waiting at home. Her journey links the cycle of death to renewal. She is the desert's recycler, turning the end of one life into the fuel for the next generation. This tells us that in extreme conditions, be it a failing economy or a personal crisis, consistency outweighs brilliance. The hyena doesn't need to be the fastest. She just needs to be the one who refuses to quit. Resilience, in its purest form, is a type of intelligence. It is the ability to say to the desert, "You haven't broken me yet."
Push from the bottom.
All right, lift on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Returning to the savannah, we see the baboons again. Earlier, they were the spoiler in the leopard story. Now they are the protagonists. At first glance, a baboon troop looks like a chaotic mosh pit of screeching and fighting. But look closer. You are witnessing the architecture of power. This is a sophisticated social system. It is built on the understanding that an individual baboon is a snack, but a troop is a fortress. They have developed a linguistic complexity that allows them to communicate specific threats. One sound for a snake, another for a raptor, another for a leopard.
Move, move, move! Get to the perimeter! Contact front. Form up.
When danger appears, they don't just scatter. They form a formation. The dominant males, the heavy hitters, move to the perimeter. They become a living barricade of muscle and canine teeth. The females and infants are ushered into the center. They have transformed their collective vulnerability into a weapon. In the baboon world, your social standing is your life insurance policy. They spend hours grooming one another, not just for hygiene, but for political alliance. A baboon who spends his time networking through grooming is more likely to be defended during a lion attack than a solitary egoist. This is a profound lesson for us. Individual survival is an illusion. We depend on our troop, our families, our colleagues, our communities. The baboon teaches us that ego must be subordinate to group security. Strategic cooperation can rival the physical power of any predator. Your claws are your friendships. Your speed is your ability to listen and communicate. In the wild, the loner dies. The collaborator thrives. While the baboons look at each other, the ostrich looks at everything else. The ostrich is an evolutionary marvel of trade-offs. It gave up the sky so it could own the earth. It is the savannah's sentinel. With eyes the size of billiard balls, the largest of any land vertebrate, the ostrich sees in high definition across vast distances. It doesn't need to hide because it sees the danger before the danger even knows the ostrich is there. It is an early warning system for the entire plains. When an ostrich bolts, the zebras and wildebeest follow suit. They trust the ostrich's vision more than their own. The ostrich represents foresight and rhythm. It doesn't just run, it dances with the horizon. Its survival strategy is proactive rather than reactive. By the time a predator has committed to a stalk, the ostrich has already moved 2 miles away. But there's more. The ostrich uses movement as communication. Their communal nesting and rhythmic displays ensure the survival of the genes, not just the individual. They teach us that visibility is a strategy. Sometimes, you don't survive by blending in. You survive by seeing farther, reacting sooner, and moving with such decisive speed that the threat becomes irrelevant. Are you looking at your feet, or are you looking at the horizon? Finally, we reach the heavyweights, the lions of Zambia's Luangwa Valley. They are the apex, the symbols of ultimate authority. But even the king must bleed. During times of drought, the title of king is a heavy crown. In the lion world, there is a fascinating division of labor, the architecture of the pride. The massive males, with their dark manes and thunderous roars, are the defenders of the border. They are the strategic deterrent. They fight the bloody battles against rival coalitions to keep the territory safe. But the operational core, that is the lionesses. They are the planners. They are the ones who understand the geometry of a hunt, how to flank, how to drive prey into an ambush, how to nurse the future of the pride while their own stomachs are empty. Power here is not a monolith, it is a partnership. This segment redefines what we think of as dominance. Leadership in a lion pride is not about command and control. It is about responsibility and shared risk. A male lion who doesn't fight for his pride is deposed. A lioness who doesn't hunt with the group risks the starvation of her cubs. They thrive through collective reward. They share the kill, though not without some growling, knowing that the strength of the individual depends on the health of the pride. This is a reminder that true leadership is sustained by mutual dependence. If you are the lion in your family or business, your role isn't just to rule, it's to ensure continuity through strategy and solidarity. Now pull back, see the whole picture. The leopard, the hyena, the baboon, the ostrich, and the lion are not separate entities. They are instruments in a symphony of survival. The system functions because of their differences, not in spite of them. The leopard keeps the baboon population in check. The baboons alert the ostrich. The ostrich guides the grazers. The lions maintain the balance of the entire valley. This is a self-regulating ecosystem that has endured for millennia. It works because it is a living system built on interdependence. No one truly wins unless the system survives.
Look at this part right here. Oh, look at him. He is so
If this journey into the wild moved you, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder of their own inner strength. Let's keep this collective journey going.